we're getting now closer in the timeline to when you and I actually like had the first kiss and all of that. So about a month or so, 2 months before that, what was going on your side of the fence?
I think the girl that I had been dating basically had gotten back together with her boyfriend, but without telling me about it. I found out she was, she was kind of trying to have her cake and eat it too. And once I found that out, she was saying, "Well, I have this thing with you is like 90% of what I need, but then there's this, other thing with him that, and I'm like, well, I'm sorry. I either am all or nothing." So that's when we parted ways. And I just was over it because the previous few girlfriends, it had seemed like my purpose in life was to help girls get back together with their ex-boyfriends, because they really didn't want to get rid of whatever the situation was with them. But and half the time, the guys weren't really being that bad. The girls just weren't giving them their due, which is unusual for me to say because I've known plenty of girls and known their boyfriends, and a lot of their boyfriends were real jerks. But I just never understood why do you stay with that? But none of my business. And the two of us as friends constantly talk to each other about her about her boyfriends, me about my girlfriends, whatever.
Okay. So, and I have to, because you have to hear it come out of his mouth. You heard me talk about it. You got to hear it.
Oh, God.
So when we're talking about with each other of what we really want and, what would be it? And I said, so John, what would be your ideal? What do you like truly want in a relationship? And he said,
well, it was something along the lines of that I want it all. I don't, just like I was saying about that girl, I didn't want to be part of it. I want what I want. And, what that was at the time was the fairy tale, the happily ever after. I just believe that I'd either have that or nothing and be fine either way. That if I didn't have a situation that I was having to be stressed out over all the time, because that's where most of my girlfriends led me, it's like, it's not worth it. I'm just not going there. And that's basically what happened with us, was I got to a point where I was like, I'm done. I'll just be by myself for the rest of my life.
Right about the same time. Interesting.
And that's when we ended up, we're working together after a gig that we had gone to, to just go see.
Oh yes, we went to go see a fabulous blues band together. And he was actually helping me with a marketing thing at that particular time.
So on the computer. So we were planning on going back to my house to work on that anyway, so she'd have that information to take home with her. But my daughter tried to set us up as well, multiple times.
Yeah.
And this was one of those times where she actually picked me up, my daughter did, to bring me to the venue. And then once she was there, she said that she had gotten a call from her boyfriend or something and had to go meet him. So, she came over to the two of us. We were, sitting there, and she asked Terez, "Would you mind taking him home?" Trying to set us up, not knowing that we were already planning on going back there, even if it had been in two separate cars. But anyway, it worked out. We got back there. We're working on stuff, and it had been a while since I had seen her. It had been a month or two, possibly even. since I had seen her before that particular situation. And I had missed my friend. And she's sitting at the computer, and I came up behind her, standing behind her, and put my arms around her from behind and said, God, I've missed you. And went to take my arms back, and she held them there. And I didn't know what to think about that. I was like, okay, now what? A little sparkle, a little tingle. This is interesting. Now what do I do? And eventually she let go of my hands, and I backed up. And I guess we got done with doing our stuff for the marketing things, and eventually moved to the living room to listen to music or whatever out there. So.
And when we got to the living room, we both turned our heads at exactly the same moment and had the most magical first kiss. Now, he was totally chilling this whole time after that had happened. Me, I started freaking out. There was some part of me that knew this is it. And I don't want to mess this up. This is my best friend in the whole world. I've never been closer to anyone more than I have with John. I need to be sure if I'm going to let this continue. And I remember talking to my mom at one point and telling her all about this. And she said, honey, just take it one day at a time. Just enjoy being together and you'll see. So rather than like the typical, and it's so many women especially want to kind of push a man into a relationship like right away. How do you feel about me? And, we need to take the next step. And I was the total opposite. I was at a stage in my life where I was not looking for a relationship at all. Like John, I'd been done with all the drama and all the other stuff. But because of this and how special this was, I very much wanted to make sure that I was approaching this with as clear of a mind and heart and being as I possibly could. And so I took my mom's advice, and we just continued to date each other and be around each other. And it was just kind of duh. And after really only, when I think about it, it seems like an eternity, but it was only like a month and a half later that we exchanged I love yous. And it was about a month and a half, 2 months after that he proposed. And my answer was not just yes, it was absolutely. So I have one more question, because we can go on for days and days and days about our story. And we're definitely going to share a bit more, because we're going to be sharing another course about how to continue to create amazing relationships. But once we had our first kiss, and when we got married and all of that, what happened to our friendship? Did it ever change?
Yeah, it got stronger. It just, it was subtle, because it just was a natural progression of somebody that you really vibe with, that you really understand, they really get you. And that was it. Oh, that was another part of the other thing that I didn't say, was that I wanted somebody to love me as much as I love them. And I got that. So best friend, I love her, she loves me, no brainer. It's, it's simple. It's really.
And there was no question for either one of us.
No.
And it's like, and we both asked each other this question at different times about, what does it actually feel like, to get there, to really know that you have met your person. And both of us said that it's and I don't want to put words in your mouth, that this is what I'm remembering. It was this beautiful combination of passion, but peace.
Yeah. Yeah, I've used excited serenity. It's just like, I mean, we're 22, 23 years into knowing each other at this
23
point.
years this year, yes.
And I still get excited when I see her coming up the walk or wherever we're meeting or whatever. I just, it's just great. So there's, I don't know. Like I said early on in this interview, the idea of, was there something before this? I don't know. I don't care. This is great. This is what I wanted. And it's what I got. And I'm happy.
And I think with that, we will go ahead and wrap right there. And so the moral of the story here is, if you allow yourself to be you and you follow the inspiration that calls you and you cultivate a real friendship based on your authentic self, you accept your partner's authentic self from the beginning, and just allow that relationship to progress in the most natural, beautiful way. And you keep that friendship alive no matter what happens in your life, which, there's a lot that's happened in the last 23 years. Holy cow, there's been a lot that has happened. We will talk about that in another conversation. But because we've had that friendship and that love, that authentic, true, beautiful love as the core, that is why we are here talking to you today, and why the courses that we create even exist. We do hope that by getting to see this dynamic, getting to know John a little more.
I'm normally behind the camera, behind the scenes, behind the stage, whatever.
Yeah, he's the wizard. He's the wizard behind the camera that brings all of this stuff to life. But just so you can see what more could be possible for you and for the clients you serve. So we wish you all kinds of beautiful experiences in your life. Please, please remember to live your life and to be authentic and be yourself. Because when you do, and when you are, and when you're in that vibration of love and joy, you never know who you're going to meet. Here's to allowing true love and to living life. Come on, do this with me. And to living life on fire.
Meow.
She wants to be a part of it.
This is a family video, right?
Okay.
I have no idea what to do.
Don't worry about it. Just follow my lead, baby.
Okay.
Hello, my friends. My name is Terez Firewoman, and this is the man, the myth, the legend that you've heard me be
On Thursdays.